And welcome back. You know, our mornings here on KTVB just got a whole lot busier, and so did our weather anchor, Hector. We're so happy to have you here, Hector.
Glad to be here.
All right, so with Idaho, or Wake Up Idaho, it's now streaming until what, 9 a.m. on KTVB Plus. Viewers can actually get even more news, weather. You get traffic now to start their day, which is awesome. And from extra hours to new traffic updates, Hector's actually going to fill us in on all what this looks like for him. And I do want to start, though, by saying Hector is a shoe man. He always has the best kicks, and I'm always complimenting him on his shoes.
There we
These
go.
are amazing. You have like velvet on there too.
Yeah, there's a little bit of velvet. It has a little bit of a kind of like a cork-looking shoe there, but
yeah,
they're inspired. I think it's like a cinema inspiration. That's what got the shoe, and I mean, I just fell in love with it because I like the colors on it, and the little velvet on it. So
yes, yes, sir, you have style. I love that. Okay, I love showcasing fun things that I think our viewers may not get to see when you're on the weather wall, right? Yeah. We're not paying attention to your shoes.
I know.
Because you're pointing at the weather.
Exactly.
Yes, those are great. Okay, so Hector, really exciting because now we have the extended hours of Wake Up Idaho. What do you see as that being like a benefit for the viewer?
I think the biggest thing is there's a lot of people that don't necessarily either have time that early in the morning to get up, or people that don't wake up that early, they get a chance to get an extra 2 hours. And it's a lot of fresh content. It's not always the same thing that you're seeing the first, couple hours. You get fresh content, and then you get, obviously, now we have chances that we could see what's happening outside with traffic and, weather. We can kind of see it, playing out as we wake up through the morning. And so we can kind of see it from, when we start at 5 a.m. all the way through 9 o'clock. So it's a good kind of like overview of what you can expect in the morning and then into the afternoon.
Yeah, and I personally am really excited and very grateful that KTB was able to do this because our community is growing. Yeah. Right? And with that, we have a greater demand, especially when it comes to traffic, which we're going to talk about here in a moment. But also, you have people that have different hours and different schedules, and we have different, shapes of life and job. So having that information available in extended format is just brilliant and so needed, right? Which leads me to KTVB Plus in streaming. How do people watch us for free?
Yeah, all they got to do is download on their TV, and then that's pretty much where you got it. If you got it on your TV, you do the same thing on an app on your phone as well. So
yes, and too, on our KTV Plus streaming, we have content, usually in extended format too, that you're not really going to be able to get here on TV all the time on just straight broadcast. So make sure you check that out. Wake Up Idaho, live and streaming weekdays 5 to 9 now. I want to get into the conversation about traffic though, because this is exciting. Yeah. I mean, we've always talked about traffic in news. Right? It's always been important. You've had the traffic cams, but now, Hector, you are able to track the traffic in real time on a map. Yeah.
So we can see, for example, you get those 4 cameras, and you're limited to those 4 views. Yep. But as you can see on your screen right now, we get a live view, whether it's wide out here looking from Ontario all the way down into Twin Falls. You can see kind of what traffic is looking like. Then, you zoom in and you could see where the delays are, and this is just to look at any particular spot on I-84. You're looking at 2026, and then depending on where you're going, you get those views. Not only that, say for example, you want to take a closer look at some of the more specific streets, and that's pretty much where you can see anything between slowdowns, stop and go, if things closed, if there's accidents, anything like that. We get all that real time, and we get updates. And not only that, if you zoom on out, sometimes we get an idea of looking at different little sort of tricks that we get to use on our maps, that what's the distance between the traffic, how long is it, what are the drive times. And this is probably my favorite part. You get exactly what the traffic look like, how fast the traffic is going, and then we have from eastbound on I-84, we have 2026 from Caldwell Meridian heading into Boise, and we have just a bunch of different opportunities that we can just take a look at times, speeds, and all that stuff. And it's super helpful, especially if you're heading out the door, okay, I'm adding on an extra 5-10 minutes, or let's take an alternate route this time. Instead of going through I-84, let's go through, different street or a different way. And that's super helpful, especially, if you're heading out the door.
Absolutely. And especially with all those communities that we have that are actually commuting into different parts of the Treasure Valley for work, and then having to go back to a different location, in a different community. So like Nampa to Boise, maybe out to Emmett. Those that are major commuters really need to know what that looks like on those freeways, especially with a larger population out there.
The cool thing too is we haven't had a chance to use it now just because we haven't had a lot of precipitation, that type of thing. But we also get a chance to, if there's ponding out on some of the streets, if there's icy roads or that type of thing,
Weather's impact on the roadways.
And that'll be super beneficial when we come into the winter or we get events with floods or high precipitation, that type of thing. So it's fun for me to use. It's awesome to go through it, but it's also something that the community gets a chance to just get a better idea of what their day looks like, not just weather-wise, but even
plan
the roads.
better.
Yep.
Plan better.
Yep.
Love that. Okay, and then like you said, the first freeze, it's coming.
Yeah.
Right? Summer's wrapping up.
Yep.
So we'll be getting into that cool down, and that snow's going to arrive and the ice is going to set up. He's going to be your guy. He's going to make sure that you're able to get your kids out to the bus stop safely and then get yourself to work safely.
Yeah.
And know what those roadways look like. Hector, you're so awesome. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciate you coming on here and sharing that with us. Again, make sure you check out Wake Up Idaho extended hours now on KTV Streaming Plus. Make sure you download that as well. You can get it for free. Get the app. And again, live and streaming weekdays, 5 to 9, Wake Up Idaho. You're going to see Hector and his amazing kicks every day here in studio. You better make that a part of the morning show.
Yeah, we're going to try to showcase the shoes a little bit more.
You better.
People don't get a chance to see the sneakers, the different colors.
It's fun.
I love colors.
You do love colors.
I love colors.
And I love bright colors too, which is why I think I love your shoe so much. Because he does. He's got like the coolest bright kicks always. Okay, yeah, you better.
Thank you.
I'm waiting for that profile on the shoes, Hector. All right, everyone stick around because we have pet pics coming up. We're going to start with this. Hector, you're looking at a picture of Peanut. Isn't Peanut cute?
Oh, how cute.
Yes. All right, we're going to have more pet pics coming up right after the break.